Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to start out at the Doe Network, and it's got a note for the unidentified persons that says the material covered in this section may be disturbing to some viewers. The Doe Network features sketches, reconstruction, and/or public releasable images of unidentified persons and/or their personal items. In some cases, links to post-mortems are provided. All reconstructions are the artist's interpretation of what the person may have looked like. Some features are the artist's estimations to complete the image and should not be used as significant marker for identification. So that when you're looking for that, you'll be like, oh, well, that looks like this person, so I think it's this person. But you have to understand that it's the artist's interpretation. But I just wanted to also let you know that the information in this video might also be disturbing to some viewers. It's very upsetting understanding that some of these people went missing and nobody knows what happened to them. So today we're at the Doe Network, and they are accepting donations now. They're welcoming donations to help them for their long overdue update and upgrade, so that you can see that, and it has more information here that you can read about. I don't want to read it all to you. And they have their featured cases. And then I'm going to this case. It was Tammy Jean Daniel, and she was endangered missing since June 2nd, 1987, from Beckley, West Virginia, which is in Raleigh County. And she was born October 20th, 1962. She was 24 years old. She was a white female, 5'7", 130 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. She has a scar on her upper abdomen due to having her spleen removed. She sometimes went by the name Tammy Jean Hensdill. So they have her dentals available, but not her fingerprints, but they have DNA. And she was wearing a black t-shirt, blue jeans, and a black leather jacket. So Tammy's parents dropped her off at the trailer she was sharing with her husband, Jean Daniel, for the past 18 months. Tammy's mother last saw her daughter sitting on the steps to the trailer when they drove off. Foul play is suspected. And so here's the investigating agency. If you have any information, you should contact them and let them know. So then I Googled her name and I went to some websites. And so here's the Charlie Project, and they have a donate link. So they also take donations. And they have several pictures of her. And this says that she was missing from Stanford, West Virginia. Is that what the other one said? The other one said Beckley. So I don't know which one's correct. So, and this says she was born in 1962. She would be 59 now. She was 24 years old then. And you can see how beautiful she was. And that looks like she might have had a black eye. She was 5'7" and weighed 130 pounds. And so then there's her maiden name was Hensdill. And so then it gives you more information. It says she was last seen June 2nd, 1987, when her parents dropped her off at the trailer in Stanford, West Virginia at 3 a.m. At 3 a.m.? Her husband of 18 months, she'd only been married for a year and a half, was asleep at the time and the door was locked. Tammy's mother offered to knock on the windows to wake him up so she could get inside, but Tammy said no. She said she would sleep in a tent in the front yard instead. Tammy's parents drove away, but after a short distance, her mother made her father turn around and go back because she didn't want to leave Tammy to sleep in the yard. When they arrived, they heard what sounded like a door closing, and they looked around the yard and couldn't find Tammy, so they assumed Jean had woken up and let her in. They left and they never saw their daughter again. The next day, Tammy's parents went back to her home, and she was gone. Jean said he had asked her to leave, and he didn't know where she was. 4 days later, when no one heard from Tammy, her parents reported her missing. Jean had borrowed a vacuum cleaner from a neighbor on June 5th, 3 days after Tammy's disappearance. When he returned it, it had a foul smell and there was sticky substance on it. The police took the vacuum for testing and determined it was blood-stained, and the blood was Tammy's type of blood. When they searched the Daniel home, they found a stain on the bedroom carpet and possibly blood on the carpet padding and the floor underneath. Jean has always maintained his innocence sorry. Gene has always maintained his innocence in Tammy's disappearance and said he thought she had left on her own accord. That's very upsetting. So, in January 1989, he was convicted of murdering another man in a July 1988 shooting. He admitted to the shooting but claimed self-defense at trial. He served a prison sentence and he's been released. He was indicted for Tammy's murder in the 1990s. The indictment was dismissed for lack of evidence, however. Tammy has never been found, but foul play is suspected in her case due to the circumstances involved. And then there's a Facebook page that mentions information. And it says at her residence at 125 Lindy Street in Stanford, West Virginia on June 2nd. And it says her parents have received a call from the Beckley Police Department advising that she was at the El Cid Club and needed a ride home. Her parents picked her up at around 3 a.m. and transported her to the mobile home. They walked Tammy to her door, but it was locked. She elected to stay in a tent was set up in the yard. Her parents left and never saw her again. Tammy's parents went back to her home later that morning. There they spoke with Tammy's husband. He claimed that he had told Tammy to leave. So, yeah. And she's never been found. And you can pause this to read it. And this one says in March of 2007, information was received that the remains of Tammy were buried on private property in the Sand Lake area of Raleigh County. Detectives searched the property with the help of, but there were no remains found, so you can read more about that. So, and then it says anybody have any information should contact that. And then there's the NamUs website that you can also go to, and that has information as well. So yeah. It's very sad. And then there's another website, unsolvedappalachia.org, and it's got her name and it talks about it. So, and this person thinks that with the photographs of the black eyes, and undergoing this, so they think that maybe Jean may have been violent towards her. I don't know. No, we don't have any proof of that, but who knows? And there's more information about that. Because, you know, Tammy said she wanted to sleep in a tent in the front yard, so I guess they feel terrible because they left her there and then they never heard from her again. So that's got to be very sad. And then the stains in the bedroom and the blood and the carpet and the padding, you know, it seems, you know, I don't want to go and pass judgment, but, and there it says in 2007 a report by local news brought a tip, so that's when they went to look. And it also says if you have any more information to contact them. So that's one of the cases that can be found at different places, and one of the places that can be found is at the Doe Network. So anyway, it's very, very sad, and it's heart-wrenching, all these people that have gone missing and nobody's ever found them. And then there's other people that are unidentified remains, and you don't know if they are people that were reported missing or if they were people that were reported as runaways that were never reported actually as missing, or people that just were never reported as missing. So it's just heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking to hear about things like this. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to my channel, and if you have any information about this case, please contact them to give them that information. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.